This video introduces the use of diagnostics and recoveries for monitors. As you know, a monitor is used to monitor the state of a particular aspect of an application or device using some instrumentation such as Windows events. All monitors have at least two possible states, and the monitor is always in a single state at a time. The current state of a monitor can be seen by looking at the Health Explorer for a particular object. Let's have a look at a few monitors that are currently running. I am in the monitoring space of the operations console, and I'm going to look at the monitors currently running for one of my computers. I select the object and then launch the Health Explorer from the Actions pane. I have added a couple of custom monitors already to the computer class, and you can see these monitors are both healthy. I'm going to add a diagnostic to one monitor and then a recovery to the other monitor. Diagnostics and recoveries are added using the monitor properties. I can launch the property page for a monitor directly from the Health Explorer, or I could move to the authoring space and then locate the monitor. Let's choose the easy approach. On the property page, I move to the Diagnostics and Recoveries tab. I'm going to add a diagnostic, so I click the Add button under the Diagnostic section. This is a two-state monitor, and I can only have a diagnostic for a non-healthy state, so I only have one option. I choose to run a command and leave the default management pack as the destination for this diagnostic. I'm going to execute the task list command to show a list of running tasks. I enter the name and description and leave the option to run the diagnostic automatically checked. On the next page, I give the name of the command to run and then I click Create. I will add a second diagnostic as well to this monitor, but this time I will set it to be run on demand. I go through the same process as before by giving it a name and description, but this time I uncheck the checkbox to run the diagnostic automatically. I enter the appropriate command and complete the wizard. This diagnostic will get a list of running services. Now I save the monitor. Let's test our new diagnostics. I can turn the monitor into an unhealthy state by logging a simple event. The health is currently all green. Let me log the event from the command line. I am using the standard Windows utility called Event Create. Let me refresh the Health Explorer. Now you can see the monitor has gone into an unhealthy state. I switch to the State Change tab of the Health Explorer. Now, if I scroll down, I can see that my two diagnostics are available and the task list diagnostic has been run automatically at the time the problem occurred. If this problem happened overnight when no one was around to catch the issue, I now have diagnostic data that shows me what was going on at the precise time of the problem. I can also launch the second diagnostic I created, and that will be submitted to the agent to run. If I wait a few seconds, I will see the output if I refresh my view. I could also run the task list diagnostic again if I wanted to. The Health Explorer shows me a complete history of diagnostics and recoveries that have been run for this state change. Okay, now we're going to create a recovery for a different monitor. To demonstrate this, I have another custom monitor running that is monitoring the spooler service. You can see this monitor is currently in a healthy state. Let me bring up the properties of the monitor and move to the Diagnostics and Recoveries tab. Okay, now I'm going to add a recovery. I choose to run a command and I enter the name and description. I choose to run the recovery automatically, but for this example, I don't want to reset the monitor state. I will wait for the monitor to update its own state the next time it checks the state of the service. I enter the details for the command and complete the wizard. Now I save the monitor. Let me switch to the services MMC and I will stop the spooler service. Let me refresh the view a few times and we should see the service start up again. There it goes. Back in the Health Explorer, if I refresh, the monitor for the spooler service should now be unhealthy. There it is. Let me switch to the State Change Event tab, and you can see that the recovery was automatically executed, and I see the output. During this session, I have introduced the basic concepts of diagnostics and recoveries for monitors. These can be run automatically when the problem occurs or on demand by operators. One thing to point out is that when an object is in maintenance mode, automatic diagnostics and recoveries will not execute. Also, it is possible to override the behavior of diagnostics and recoveries in a similar fashion to monitors and rules.